नमस्कार. आयच्या ह्या खाशेल्या कार्यावळीत तुमकां सगळ्याक येवकार. आज आमचे बरोबर खास गेस्ट आसात. ते म्हळ्यार सेजा वेदांताचे CEO सौविक मजुमदार. सौविक, वेलकम टू द शो. And let me start with, I usually, my first question to all my guests these days is how was their lockdown? But I think mining industry is one sector where I can't ask this question because I think we have been quite habituated with the lockdown for past 2.5 years. But still, as a custom, I will ask you, how was your lockdown? And then we can proceed ahead and move on to the more serious topics.
No, I think first of all, this is very, very unprecedented, right? Because none of us are used to it, and the step also which was taken by the government of India and all the state governments, I think that is also towards the right direction. Because initially they said that it is very important to save people's life, and that is right, very right, right. And then slowly they started opening by saying that yes, as honorable Prime Minister said, "Jaan bhi chahiye, jahan bhi chahiye."
Yeah.
Right. So I think we are in the right direction in that way, because if we see the conditions, what is happening at Europe or what is happening at America, I must say, by the combined effort of the central government and the state government and the people of the country at large, we are at much better position.
Yeah.
But yes, it is 100% sure that from now onwards, all of us will have to live differently.
Absolutely, absolutely. When it comes to lockdown, I think mining industry, by virtue of being stopped from last couple of years, I think it hasn't been a very drastic change in the style of functioning the way Sesa or other mining companies are working right now. But at the same time, this lockdown or this economic fallout of the pandemic has also given an opportunity to the mining industry so that it can come up again, support the economy and contribute again. So how do you look at it? This is an opportunity out of this adversity, and how can mining companies, mining industry contribute right now if state and union government takes appropriate measures?
Yes, so it's a large question. So I would like to answer it maybe part by part. So the first point is yes, as far as your question of, basically this industry, mining industry is under lockdown, I would say from 2012. In between, there were some sort of respite for 2 years. But once again, unfortunately, it is under lockdown since last 2.5 years. So as far as my business is concerned, the Sesa Goa iron ore business, which is a part of Vedanta, and in this business I have got the mining industry in Goa, I have got value-added business, I have got Karnataka mining, and I have got a port business. So apart from this business, all other businesses were running prior to lockdown. But definitely after the lockdown, along with this, in the other businesses also there is a big question mark. Right. So in that way, the support what I was trying to get in terms of supporting my manpower, because I've got a large chunk of manpower in the mining business in Goa, which I've kept. I've not retrenched anybody till now. So that support is not there today. So that is a real sort of hit as far as my business is concerned. If you see overall, now the second part of your question, like how it can basically help. If you see, in an overall scenario, what is the mining business over here? It is a self-contained business in Goa. We have the mines. We have the mines are all in hinterland of Goa, right? And all the logistics activity is done by the hinterland people of Goa. The barging is also largely done by the hinterland people of Goa, and then it is getting exported because domestically it doesn't have any value, this ore, being the low grade ore.
Yeah.
So it's a self-contained business. Okay, hardly any outside people are also involved in this business. So that is one big positive thing, right? Unlike any other industry where large amount of influx or outflux of the people has to be there.
Yeah.
But this business doesn't have that. So that is point number one. Point number two, This will immediately generate the employment. If you see all the government data or the NGO data, near about say 70 to 80,000 people directly or indirectly employed in the mine. So that means, I mean, in the mining industry. So that means almost 300 to 350,000 livelihood on a overall 1.4 million or 14 lakh population of Goa.
Yeah.
So that is a big number as far as Goa is concerned. So this livelihood support can directly come from the mining industry. So which in a rough estimate, which will give almost to the tune of around 3,800 to 4,000 crores of revenue, on a money multiplying method to the state government. This is apart from the dearest foreign exchange, what the government of India will get. If we consider even 20 million ton also, in today's term, it will be minimum $1 billion of foreign exchange which will come to government of India's kitty. So which are big thing in today's scenario. So this is the direct economic impact this mining can give.
But if these are the figures, then I'm tempted to ask, okay, what is the overall loss Goa has suffered, maybe from 2012 to 2020? What's the, if you see the ups and downs in the market, the prices and everything, what would be the average figure that Goa lost?
Straight away, I would say last 8 years multiplied by 4,000 crore. So that is the total loss to the economy or the Goan people, because that is the people loss.
So you are saying more than 30,000 crores.
Exactly. In last 8 years, it will be more than 30,000 crore. And if we look at the foreign exchange, because 2 years it was running. So I mean, even though it is a sort of meager scale, but it was running. Something was running. So even if I say the foreign exchange, it is near about say $7 to $8 billion of foreign exchange, which is directly lost.
So interestingly, Goa's total debt figure right now is around 20,000 to 21,000 crores. But what we have lost because of stoppage of mining is almost 10,000 crores more than that. So I think that perfectly explains the financial situation of the state of Goa.
Absolutely, absolutely. Even if you see, if I recollect the numbers, sometime in 2016, the Goa's average debt was near about say 14,000 crore, I believe, 2016-17. And today it is standing at 20,000 crore. So the figures are directly matching, in that way. So 17, if it is 4,000, and today, I mean, if the government doesn't get revenue, from where the government will take the money? Government can't go on putting the tax to the people, which is not the right thing for the government.
Everybody is now saying that because tourism also has taken such a severe hit because of the pandemic, the only option right now for the economy to somehow survive is mining. Very frankly, if suppose everything goes in the right direction and state and the Union of India decide to take some radical decisions and kickstart the entire industry, how much time is required for the mining companies to get all the logistical support infrastructure together and restart the operations?
I believe, being a mining person myself, I believe if we get the permission to start, we can start within 2 to 3 months.
Okay.
But knowing that, the monsoon is there, so it is very safe to predict from September, it can start in a reasonably, okayable limit.
Okay.
The mining, right? So today we can say that considering monsoon, in a max span of 3 to 4 months, the mining can be started. And as you rightly say,
you are saying
Goa is blessed with a economic condition where there are two sets of economy in Goa. One is the tourism, and second is the mining. Apart from this, there is hardly anything. Now the tourism, since unfortunately it is taking a back seat, and if really someone doesn't know when it will really come back to the normalcy, it is extremely important that this sector of the economy starts and the economic wheel starts turning.
But so you are saying very realistically, if government decides that it's high time to restart mining and that's the only option we have right now to save our economy, we can see production by the beginning of next season.
After the rainy season, that means by September we can definitely see the production coming out from the mines, and hopefully the sales also will be there from October onwards.
Or onwards. And I have to ask you this: how has your company coped up with this shutdown in terms of finances, in terms of HR? You're a very big company, everybody knows that, but yet when there is zero production, I think it's a matter of concern. So, what has been your strategy behind running operations till now, and what's the philosophy behind it and going forward?
See, at this point of time, it is highly unthinkable to look anything beyond, say, month by month target. We are trying to find out the ways and means to survive month by month, right? Uh, to be very frank with you, yes, Vedanta being a very large group, we have got it's a multi-commodity business and multi-location business also.
Yeah.
I can tell about my business, that is Sesa operation. Uh, we are trying to survive month by month. I am trying to see to it that whatever way it is possible to support my people, right? The large base of employment what I have, how I can protect that, right? So today it is a question of survival. So that is how basically we are trying to survive in today's this very difficult market. Yes, we are facing a lot of trouble. By government help and the Ministry of Home Affairs, the way they have allowed the production to start by keeping all the social distancing and all the measures intact, and that is the same thing we are trying to do at our workplace also. I would say that today at my pig iron plant, which is the largest merchant pig iron plant in India.
Yeah.
So we are at around 60 to 70% of the production level, 60% of the production level. But unfortunately, there is absolutely no market.
Correct.
So there is a big challenge what we have to find and liquidate the stock. And also at Karnataka mines and the port business, we have started once again. They are also at 50 to 60% of the operating level. Market is an issue. Trying to find ways and means to survive. I can only say this much, that it is quite unthinkable situation. Trying to survive, and let us see by God's grace how much you can do.
One important thing is this commencement of transportation. How big is the relief, or is just a band-aid kind of a thing, very temporary, and we should not get our hopes too much up? How do you look at this transportation thing?
I think I'll put it in this way. I think we should not put any objective that whether it is a sort of small thing or big thing. Okay. But yes, that has given some sort of momentum to the stopped wheel. The wheel was totally stopped. Okay, so some sort of momentum has come, because that is how today if I see maybe around 3,000 to 4,000 trucks are getting employed. Okay, all across. Maybe it is very momentarily, because the quantity is also limited.
Yes.
And may maximum go for this month only. But at least some sort of money is going into the system.
I think something is better than nothing.
Exactly. So it is a sort of very momentary thing, but it is definitely not a lasting thing beyond maybe 1 month. So it is utmost important. It is utmost important to start the main bread and butter, that is mining.
Yeah. But one important question here, when we speak about restarting of the operations, that government being positive, and it is a need of the economy right now and the only option to restart mining. One question is, what if the same NGOs go back to the Supreme Court, and even if there is a legislative cure, challenge it? So we have seen this twice in the past. What is the guarantee that it won't happen for the third time? How are you going to assure your investors, your vendors, that this is again, even if the legislative cure comes, it's not another temporary phase? How do you look at it?
First of all, today I really do not know whether it is I mean, you are talking about the legislative cure. I really do not know what is happening in the government level. What I can only tell you that, you know, whatever I have seen, the present dispensation led by Honorable Chief Minister Dr. Pramod Sawant, uh, you know, the present dispensation has really done a huge thing as far as this mining is concerned, because under this dispensation only the review petition is filed. The transportation, what you have just now mentioned,
Yeah.
even there also government help was there, or otherwise it was not possible, you know, even for the Supreme Court also to consider those type of thing. Even the special leave petition, what you know, some of the miners have filed along with us,
Yeah.
right? There also, you know, government has actively supported, because government felt that, you know, this is the need of the hour and this is the right thing to do. So in that way, I feel the government has really supported, and they are doing their best to restart it. So that is
What
point
if, what
number
if
one.
the NGOs go back again and try to thwart these
I'm coming to it.
efforts? Yeah. Yeah.
I'm coming to it. I'm coming to it. See, we are in a democratic country, right? In democratic country, everybody has got the right to ask questions, and many a time it is right. The many a time it is wrong also. Now the question is, somebody will ask question by thinking that the legislature or the administration or the, you know, the private sector who are generating the employment cannot take a back seat. I think everybody has to do whatever they felt or they feel it is right and it is good for the country. As long as it is right and good for the country, I don't think no one should take a backseat. If somebody is trying to do something, it is up to him or her, right? Ultimately, it is the people. And I think the Goan people, I mean, at large, also is today understanding who is right and who is wrong. So that, let us leave it to the people.
But do you frankly feel, considering the experience of last 8 to 10 years, that all the major mining companies, they did not take these NGOs very seriously? The efforts have been there continuously, but none of you guys thought that it can come to this. So there was a little laxity on the part of mining companies to understand the threat and take appropriate measures.
See, I don't think that may be correct thing, right? It is not the question of whether we are taking somebody seriously or not. If we look the history of Goan mining, I mean, I can safely say, if somebody is talking about the sustainable development, Goa is the best example for the sustainable mining. It has been running since 1950s, right? Even if we see the reserve and resources, which was declared in 1981 as 200 million ton, today we are standing at 1.2 billion ton. Today, I mean, generations after generation, people are getting employed in the mining, right? Yes, in between, if we see post 2006, 2007, there was some issues where a lot of fly-by-night operators came into the system, and as you know, like some, because of some people, the entire mass gets vanished. I think to that extent the same thing has happened with the Goan industry. And you know, as far as and when I talk about the sustainability, you see where the Goan mining industry stands. The Mineral Foundation of Goa today, District Mineral Fund, has become a law after 2015 enactment of MMDR. But the same concept was done by the mining companies in Goa in 2002 in the form of Mineral Foundation of Goa, right? And look at the job what Mineral Foundation of Goa has done. Infrastructure like Usgaon Bridge, Gram Nirman, whether it is Kodli, whether it is Bicholi, and so many other places. You know, the numerous jobs which has done, and that has become a sort of, you know, a way forward for the country. The Sankli mine, the reclaimed mine of my own company, before it came into the law in 1988, this reclamation started. It became law in 1996, the reclamation. So this is what the Goan miners or the Goan entrepreneurs have done over the years. Now, I mean, coming forward, whether the miners are taking somebody seriously or not, I don't think that may be the right approach. Right approach is what the miners are doing or what the miners have done. Yes, there are some fly-by-night operators who have come, spoiled the show in between. But I think today, whether it is government, whether it is the mining fraternity, whether it is people at large, everybody knows what has happened, and all of us will be cautious in that.
But who do you think is primarily responsible for this current state of mining in Goa? If you take that period from 2006 to 2012, who do you think was primarily responsible, and are we in a position that we would not repeat those mistakes again if the industry starts again?
I think I've just answered that. I think just I've answered that like when up to 2006, if we see the Goan mining industry, the way it has run, right, and where there are some established companies which is to run this operation for 50, 60, 70 years or decades, and generating employees, generating harmonious relationship. The scenario got changed from 2007 when a lot of influx of fly-by-night operators came. And I think that is something what the industry at large, the government, administration, everybody has to be careful.
So you're basically saying that all those fly-by-night operators vanished, and the serious players, the major mining companies, serious companies remained to bear with the fallout of the deeds of all those fly-by-night operators.
It's exactly what is there even today also. Today also, if you see in Goa, how many mining companies are there? Correct. The companies which were there in 1960s, the same companies are there today.
You are saying only serious players are facing the brunt now. The fly-by operators have vanished. Another question is, I think this is in the mind of every Goan, that whether we will repeat the mistakes of past, and what steps have we taken so that we don't repeat the mistakes of past. How would you address that concern?
No, see, as far as the sustainability of the operation is concerned, I have talked in length about the sustainability of the operation in Goa. That is point number one. Point number two, I believe the moment the serious players are there in the business, things are totally different. Things are totally different because the serious player will not think about only today. They will think about tomorrow. They will think about day after tomorrow. So the last and maybe the most important part is you see how the government intervention has come today. Okay, today even if you want to move a single ton, you can't do it because everything is under surveillance. Okay, so even that is also going to play a major role in controlling the entire situation, which during those days 2007, 8 or 9 has really gone a little bit short of in a negative direction.
My last question to you, there are so many people in this last section of society which still looks at mining as an industry in a very negative light. It might be some of these same NGOs, it might be some of the members of the civil society also. What would you like to tell them at this juncture when probably mining is the only thing that can save us?
I would say that please consider mining as a very important industry. That is point number one. Point number two is mining industry is a huge employment generator. You think about a IT industry or any other industry. Okay, let me not name any industry. Right? They are not mass employment generator. Mining industry is basically a mass employment generator, and therefore we'll have to respect the industry which is mass employment generator. So that is my sincere request to them, and also my request would be, at many different forums I hear that what do you call the intergenerational equity, what will happen tomorrow, my generation or my next generation. My answer to that is, look at the Goan mining, what has happened over the last 70 years. I gave you the example. I mean, there are some figures which are published figures by Indian Bureau of Mines. At 1981, it was 200 million ton. Today, it is 1.2 billion ton. It is the technology and the more and more technology and the more and more the futuristic technology which is coming in mining, which will really ease this type of things.
Yeah.
So again, I'm going back to that. The serious player has to do the mining,
Yeah.
because mining is not a child's play.
Yeah.
It is not. It cannot be done by thinking only about today. It has to be done by thinking about tomorrow.
Yeah.
So more and more exploration, more and more sustainable practices, more and more technological innovation in the environmental practices will come in mining the moment it restarts. And I think that is what is the need of the hour.
That is what is in the interest of everybody. Sauvick Mazumdar, thanks a lot for talking to us, because I think as I started initially and as I'm ending, I think the only thing that can help our economy right now from not crashing down and crashing out is mining, and we hope that the operations resume quickly, swiftly, and in the most legitimate, sustainable and non-controversial manner. So thanks a lot for talking to us. I think once there is more clarity on all the aspects, we may come back to you to get more perspective. Thanks a lot for talking to us. Keep watching Prudent. Namaskar.
Thank you. Namaskar. Namaskar to all.